When I first landed the job at the city's old archives, I thought my days would be filled with dusty books and forgotten records. I never imagined I'd be dealing with cursed objects, let alone have one choose me as its host. It all started with a peculiar, rusted locket I found buried in a box of unsorted artifacts. The moment I touched it, a shiver raced up my spine, but I shrugged it off as a draft in the archive's cold basement. Little did I know, that touch was all it needed to bind itself to me. As days went by, strange occurrences began to disrupt my life. Shadows seemed to stretch and reach for me, even in the brightest of rooms. At night, whispers echoed in my ears, a chorus of voices speaking in a language I couldn't understand but still filled me with dread. My colleagues noticed the dark circles under my eyes and the way I jumped at the slightest sound, but I brushed off their concern with excuses of adjusting to the new job. Meanwhile, the locket seemed to grow warmer against my skin, its presence becoming more oppressive. Desperate for answers, I delved into the archives, piecing together fragments of its sinister history. The locket once belonged to a woman accused of witchcraft centuries ago, executed unjustly. Her curse, a legacy of vengeance, was said to cling to anyone foolish enough to wear it. I tried removing it, but the clasp wouldn't budge, as if it were fused to my very being. Panic set in as I realized the locket intended to use me to fulfill its dark purpose. In a final attempt to rid myself of its grip, I sought the help of an old folklore expert. As we sat in her candlelit study, she recited an ancient incantation, her voice steady and calm. For a moment, I felt the locket's hold weaken, but then the candles flickered violently and extinguished. In the suffocating darkness, her voice trembled as she whispered, "It's too late." The locket burned against my chest, and I felt a presence slowly seep into my consciousness. As the expert's terrified eyes locked onto mine, I realized the truth. The locket had not just latched onto me, it had begun to merge with my very soul.